6 is Ollie Lee, 7 Emily Crow, 8 Olivia Ray, 9 Camille Shahabdeen, 11 is Alison Hogg, 12 Shane Scott, 13 Samuel Misson, 14 Charlotte McFarland, 15 Leah Cuthbertson, 16 Jade Grantham, 17 Ewan Armstrong and 18 Hamish Jones. For the Wales Mixed Open team, number 1 Martin Seymour, number 2 Anna Melmoth, number 3 Louise Treyas, 4 Katie O'Neill, 5 Morgan Williams, 6 Jade Knight, 7 Sam Pryor, number 8 Gareth Revel, the first player to hit 100 touchdowns for his country, number 9 Fionn Hewlett, 10 is Reese Waite, 11 Nicole Pike, 12 is Stefan Prithurch, 13 Reese Lynch, 14 Sophie Twynham, 15 Joe Kruger-Williams and 16 is William Smith. 30 seconds to go. It'll be interesting in this game to see how Ali Hogg, the England number 11, comes up against her bareback riders teammates Louis Treyas, Gareth Revel and Joe Kruger-Williams and Fionn Hewlett as well, who are playing for Wales. Wales with a tap-off, playing in black. They're going from right to left, Louis Treyas with the ball in hand. The Belief Sports National Touch Series male MVP for 2018. One of the standout players, and he will take the tap-off. Gareth Revel on his right gets the ball off the floor to Fionn Hewlett. And back to Revel and Treyas. And all of a sudden, Wales are on the attack. Treyas with his dancing feet going for the line. And that touchdown has been given. 24 seconds on the clock. And Wales through one of their strike runners, Louis Treyas, the man with the dancing feet. He has got the opening touchdown of this game. The bareback riders combination of Gareth Revel and Louis Treyas really paying dividends there for the Welsh. England looking to strike back straight away. Coming up through the middle, Shane Scott looking to pull the Welsh apart. Accelerates. Here comes Samuel Misson going for the line himself. Just gets touched close to the line. Cambridge's Samuel Misson. Lots of directing play for the English team. Misson going for the line again. Just gets touched by William Smith for the 6th touch and the turnover by the Welsh. It's a pretty inexperienced English squad. They've 11 of the 16 are making their international debuts this weekend. Welsh a bit more of a settled unit, and they've got some pace going straight away. Joe Kruger-Williams, another one of the bareback riders strike runners. Lots of pace coming through. Here comes Williams, putting some pace on. And getting the ball away just before he got touched. Good patience from the Welsh. Williams again. Gets the ball wide out to the right. Good hands there from the Welsh winger to keep hold of it. But it's a 6th touch turnover. England having held out, come through missing. It's Leah Cuthbertson, Leah Cuthbertson just takes the ball in. Finds Olivia Ray. Cuthbertson again. From the Hot Custard Club. Gets the ball inside and then gives herself a breather. As the heat comes on, George Price gets off the floor. Joshua Ingram. Price again, going to the line. Ingram just sliding a little bit too early. The idea was there, the execution just not quite so. Wales, we've seen their pace already. Kruger-Williams comes through and then works his way off. Unlimited substitutions in touch, which on a day like today, when it is hot and humid here in the East Midlands, becomes increasingly important. And here comes the pace from the Welsh. On the scoop is Morgan Williams. Ball goes to grounds. It's been played at by an English player. That is, regardless of whether that's accidental or deliberate, it's a fresh set of 6 for the Welsh. No penalty, just a turnover. Here comes Louis Treyas, scorer of that first touchdown for the Welsh, and he tries those dancing feet again, and they pay off a second time. That's 2 touchdowns for Wales, 2 touchdowns for Louis Treyas, and a 2 touchdowns to 0 lead for the Welsh Mixed Open team. Joined by England Touch Chief Operating Officer Greg Cropper, and we'll let you get your breath back after what was a hot encounter against Spain, even if it was comfortable on the scoreboard.
It was at the end. The first half I don't feel was, and it definitely didn't feel like that on the field. But yeah, comfortable win at the end, which was good. Most needed win for us.
We said in the preamble up on the balcony earlier on that it was going to be a very competitive division. So getting a good win in a game that you're expected to win, could make all the difference when it comes to deciding the overall placings.
Most definitely, it all comes down to points difference. I think at the end, if we win our other games, it'll all come down to points. So yeah, you definitely need to start putting some scores on the board against these teams now.
Speaking of which, the scores on the board is that England need to score, because this Welsh team is getting so much pace on the ball. That's Morgan Williams going through on the scoop. The ball goes out to the wide. Has this touchdown been given? Yes, it has. England, I think, are claiming either a late pass or a forward pass, but there's nothing wrong with that, according to the match officials. That's Katie O'Neill on the right-hand side. We've seen 2 touchdowns scored through the middle by Louis Trez. That one is made by Morgan Williams' speed from the scoop and his passing ability. This Welsh mixed open team has already shown how impressive they are.
Most definitely, they've got a lot of skill here. Like I said, we've said this before, that there's a lot of young players in this team that have come through the ranks from the junior stuff, and they've got a great Welsh setup for the juniors over there as well. They've been doing great in the junior championships, which again, this will be in Scotland this year, so they'll be looking to do a lot more with the juniors.
Kamil Shahabdin with a bit of a heavy touch. Here comes Gareth Revel, the big man in the middle. He's coming up the wing this time now, gets some good pace onto the ball and takes the Welsh over halfway. They really do have some very dangerous strike runners, as we've seen during the Believe Sport National Touch Series. Here comes one of them, Louis Trez, on the scoop. Score of 2 touchdowns already. Just can't quite find his winger on the outside, Katie O'Neill. That was a close run thing to touchdown number 4. He is one of their, we've seen it already, he is quite possibly their danger man. Most
definitely, yeah. He's got the step, he's got the long ball. But yeah, he's really dangerous. The way that he comes off, people stand off him because they're expecting something off, they know what he can do, so everyone's nervous about making that touch. And they don't want to be the one that's kind of gets stood up at the end. But yeah, he's most definitely one of the danger players.
So as we just see England working their way up to the Welsh 5-metre line, just on the 5th touch. It's Shahabdin going on the left-hand side, looking for the touchdown. He dives in, and this one is going to be given by referee Gareth Hines there, over in the corner. Great finish there by Kamil Shahabdin, and a touchdown that was very much needed by the English team.
Yeah, that'll give the good spirits back in the subs box now. Like you say, going 3-0 down at the start. It's good that they've got one back on the board now.
Yeah, they were looking to go through the middle, but that was outright pace, just exploiting the unique side of the mixed, which is where you have 3 women and 3 men on the field for the most part. You can only have a maximum of 3 men in mixed open, but that was using his pace against the 2 female Welsh links, as we see Wales getting the ball back for a fresh set of 6. Gareth Revel just having his pass batted down. Is that something that you look to exploit as, you play in the mixed team as well at the over 30s level?
Yeah, most definitely. And it's not always just because it's the girl. You're always looking for mismatches in the team. So you've got a guy that's faster, or you've got a girl that's a little bit slower, or whatever you're looking to find a mismatch. So it's definitely not always gender specific. It's just any mismatch we can find.
We see Wales looking to set it up.
He's made the touch there. That's a good touch there by George Price.
Desperate touch there by George Price as well. We saw the Trez and Revel setting the play up for the quickie, which is exactly what's happened there. This time Trez goes wide, goes for the dive. It's Sophie Twynham, but she gets touched on the way down.
Good touch there by Missing. He needed that one.
Yeah, we've seen that bareback riders combination in the Believe Sports National Touch Series all the way through the course of the season, and there it is, working to both in terms of the short but also the wide for Wales there.
Most definitely, yeah, they've got that, like you said, they know each other inside out with playing so much at club stuff in our competitions as well, so that's definitely one of the advantages that this team has got.
Shahabdin, scorer of England's touchdown, goes on the scoop, goes over the line, looks for his support, and there it comes. That one's been given.
Cuthbertson with a touchdown.
Ball was down first before she was touched. You can see the referee Gareth Hines having a good discussion there with the Welsh. They're questioning it, they're not arguing, and that touchdown has been given. That's a perfect example of the kind of scoop and the player breaking their defensive structure to find themselves some space for the touchdown there. Leah Cuthbertson, the co-captain, one of the co-captains of this England team. So now, as we see this game settle down, as Treyas takes the touch and combines once again with Revel in the midfield, and Anna Melmoth. We'll come to this next question in just a second. As Treyas, that's no pace there at all, but all about the dancing feet. It's all about, would you be trying now in the sub box to try and stop even Wales getting into that situation, and how would you do it?
From a tap off, when you've scored, they're only needing 2 or 3 touches and they're on your line, and then that's when they're dangerous. So you definitely need to keep them out off the line. If you can defend that one, they don't always drive from their own line and score. But when they get to your line, yeah, they're dangerous. You know, they're always looking to score. 4 touchdowns in the first 10 minutes. As you can see, that's definitely what their strength is. And
3 of them scored by Treyas. All 3 through the middle, and it's not as though Wales have taken apart the English defence. They haven't created space. It's all been done by his dancing feet.
I don't know how he's found some of the space sometimes, but he always seems to.
There we say the Lionel Messi of the Welsh team, finding space where none exists.
I don't think I was saying that, but yes, I agree.
But this Welsh mixed open side, you know, that they have been developing massively over the last few years.
Most definitely, yeah. And I think there's been a bit of a change in structure from the England teams as well this year. There's been a lot of focus on the men's and women's tournaments with one eye on the World Cup. This mixed open team, although there's a lot of experienced players, not at the international level as such. You know, if you looked at the newly capped debutants that was announced by England the other day, there was 9 or 10 in this team. You know, all good club players, but coming together to play in this kind of high-level tournament, it does take a while to gel as well.
How much high is, as we see England building through Shahabdeen? Keeping it very patient, England. Still plenty of time in this game, still half an hour of touch to be played. So you see Ali Hogg, one of the other Bareback Riders players, dictating play, and one of the more experienced players as well. I mean, she has to be one of the focal points. As we see, the referees are having a discussion as far as whether something's been given. It's one of those things where you wish you had the mic.
I think he's going to have to come back for a penalty here.
So it's a fresh set of 6 for England in a fantastic position, just 5 metres out from the Welsh line. I was just saying about Ali Hogg, the English number 11, one of the more experienced players, her and the likes of Leah Cuthbertson, the co-captain. How important has their role been over the last couple of days?
Oh, absolutely integral to the game. Like you said, the ones with the experience that can be talking those players through.
George Price, the other co-captain, comes off the mark as the half, gets touched, and it's a turnover. It's no penalty turnover for that, it's just a roll ball turnover for the Welsh.
They'll be disappointed with that, England, and they've literally just got a reprieve there by some handling errors, unforced handling errors there by the Welsh. George Price scooping off the first touch there, not a very safe play. They would have had 3 or 4 attempts to score, which they should be looking to run something a bit safer.
You can see the Welsh mids trying to calm things down when they're getting the ball away. As they go for the line through, Sam Misson just gets touched on the way over the whitewash. Comes back for the touch. Still plenty of possessions before they have to turn the ball over. Just trying to create that space in the Welsh midfield. Misson gets touched on the way through. One of the youngsters in this England team. We've seen him play in another young club side, Cambridge, in both the mixed and the single gender tournaments this year. As Ali Hogg looks for some pace on the right hand side. It's well shut down there by Joe Williams, clubmate. As Misson tries his own dancing feet, That's Joshua Ingram. Gets the ball wide. Is that a fresh set of 6? Yes, it is. England, massive amount of pressure. They've got to make it tell, though. Ingram finds Price. Lots of chat there with Ali Hogg, looking to set a bit of a play up. No touch there. That's good defence there by the Welsh, just backing away from it. Price again. Corinne Napwich player, George Price. Josh Ingram, another Northwesterner. Ali Hogg goes for the line herself, gets the ball out to Emily Crow. Just gets touched the winger, comes back from Hogg to Price. Ingram, back to Price. Short play coming up, Price, and that's deemed as a hips not square. You've got to roll the ball with your hips between, parallel to the try line, and that's a turnover for the Welsh, and they've had a bit of a let-off there as Justice England were looking to build some momentum. Wales, we've seen their pace on the attack so far this half, and here it comes again before the ball hits the deck. The Welsh are going to be pretty frustrated by their own play in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Most definitely. I think England have missed a trick in the fact that they had to convert there. I think 5 minutes left of the first half. They had 3 or 4 repeat sets on the Welsh line and didn't convert, so I think they'll be disappointed with that.
Female Lincoln winger Ali Hogg, 11, and Jay Grantham take the ball up and giving England the chance to get some fresh legs onto the field. Here comes Shahabdeen. Play continues.
We're back to 0.
I haven't seen it be signalled by the referee. Yes, we have, just then. It's been signalled by the referee. Back to the first touch coming up for England. Ollie Lee just takes the easy touch. In this situation, we're seeing a lot of pointing from a defensive perspective. You know what's coming. What can you do about it?
I guess it's all about communication, isn't it? Making sure that everything that walked in, brilliant. Oh, he made it. I think the tenors made it there.
Great touch there by Rees-Way. We thought Shahabdeen was in there for a second.
Yes, it's a lot of communication there on the line. Who's making what touch, which way you're going to pull your corner to get back to the line to be back on side again.
Welsh having to advance when they start from within their own 5-metre line.
You can see the England frustration. You can see that they're not happy with the speed of which Wales are advancing.
Shahabdeen just gets touched. 5th touch, that's the last play for the English in this possession. 6th touch on the turnover. Yeah, Wales were inching forward, and that's very much within the laws. Good defence, good tactics by them.
Yeah, I think they're right on the line of it. I think the English will be probably having a word with the referee at half-time for them to look out for that, really, I think.
Wales get some fresh legs coming on. Sam Pryor takes the ball in with the red cap. Treyas on the scoop, keeps control of the ball despite going for a little bit of a roll. Keeping the ball very much alive, the Welsh. Here comes Treyas. But that was a touch and pass. That's a late pass. England getting a bit of a let-off there, just as the Welsh were building. Good defence. But they'll restart with a penalty.
As I mentioned, Wales coming off the line and transitioning into the score. That's where England have done well. They've defended it well. If they can stop Wales getting to their line, then, as you've seen, for the last 10 minutes, there's not been a score, but they've not been on the line. They're very dangerous when they get up there. I mean, we've not seen Louis Trez or Gareth Neville on this field for quite a while now, and that's because they've been defending the line for quite a while.
Samuel Missin. Wales again under pressure from the English midfield. Missin takes the touch. Josh Ingram on the scoop, gets the ball out to the wide, but maybe it's a little bit too early out there to Jay Grantham. Wales' defence there in the English face. And it's just a roll ball restart for the ball just going to ground. Here comes Revel. First touch, only 6 metres out from his own line. Second touch, good defence by the English. They're managing to get it going, but all of a sudden Wales make a few extra metres, and here they go onto the front foot. That's Joe Kruger-Williams. Treyas off the deck. Williams on the scoop, one of his trademarks. If he gets touched now, it's a half. And it's a turnover, but England concede the touch there. looks like a hard touch by Josh Ingram. There's a penalty restart for Wales. Way back when.
Hard touch by Ingram is trademark touch from Ingram. And again, they're on their line now, and they've got the key players here. This is where they're dangerous. Oh, that was unlucky. Unforced error there by the Welsh, not square.
That's a cardinal sin for not playing the ball correctly.
They would have liked to go, I think, 3 up going into half-time. I'm not sure they'll have the time to do that now. But England would like to get one back on the board. 50 seconds to go of this first half.
3 touches still to go in this possession. Here come the English. Samuel Missing on the scoop, looking for the space. Is that a fresh set of 6? Yes, it is, says Gareth Hines. That's a 50-50 call that's gone England's way. You can see some of those be given where it's just deemed to have rebounded and just to be a loss of control, but that one has been handed back to the English. Williams on the defence, makes the touch. Mr. Ingram off the floor. Lots of patience coming up from England with the 20-odd seconds to play. It's unofficial timing as we wait for the siren. Ingram off the floor, looking for the space, but just gets touched as the half, and that is the opportunity gone. This surely is the last set of 6 of the half, and indeed it is. Here comes the hooter. Williams slams the brakes on. The touch was given anyway, and here we go for half-time. Now, earlier on, a great tournament needs great volunteers, and here to tell us a little bit more is Ken Pollard, the tournament director, who I caught up with on one of the back pitches earlier on this morning. Joined by Ken Pollard, tournament director, on behalf of England Touch here at the European Touch Championships. Ken, you're looking very calm given that it's day 3.
It's been fantastic so far. Tournament's great, the players are here, we haven't seen some fabulous touch, facilities are great. We have a few problems, everything does, generator breaks down, but we fix them. And it's been marvellous, really enjoying it.
As far as the calmness now, but how fraught has it been in the build-up to this, or has it just been a case of just doing what happens that England Touch do with tournaments every couple of weeks?
There's part of it that we know the tournament will work. Getting the infrastructure and the accommodation and all the food for all the team, for the thousands of players and referees and officials, that's been difficult because it's been difficult for the individual NTAs, sorting out for them, and obviously that then passes on and escalates when we're trying to coordinate for everybody. Got a few more grey hairs than I did before, but everyone's done as much as they can. The university here have been fantastic and helped us where they can. So I'm quite calm now. It's here, it's happening. The volunteers have been amazing. The pictures look fantastic, and we're all happy.
Just to come back finally about the volunteers, is that if there's one thing that we've learned in this country in the past few years, is that you can't have a great tournament without great volunteers, and you've got a very dedicated team here this week.
Absolutely do. They're here early in the morning. They're clearing up at night after everyone's gone. They never complain. They're out in the sun all day. They are self-sufficient, so they identify problems and they sort them out themselves without having to ask people. You couldn't ask for anything better.
As far as tomorrow, just a quick look ahead. What are you expecting for tomorrow in terms of the overall finals and how it's going to go?
So I'm expecting more of a party atmosphere tomorrow. I'm expecting more spectators. I'm expecting all the countries to get behind their teams in the finals. I think it will have a different feel about here tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a great day tomorrow.
Here we are with a rundown of how things stand in the 2018 European Touch Championships, going into the last afternoon of the round robin. I mean, we've got a couple of games first thing tomorrow morning, but we've seen England heading up the men's 45s, and France are leading the way in the men's 40 category, unbeaten as well. In the men's open, everything to play for. Ireland are top, but that's by virtue of a single draw, with England having been undefeated so far with 5 wins from 5. How impressed have you been by the standard of the men's open this year? I mean, that's extraordinarily competitive.
Absolutely. I think a lot of teams this year have stepped up massively. The development that's been going on in those countries has been huge. You see the athleticism by these players that are playing now. It's absolutely unbelievable. The skill and the execution of stuff they're doing.
Oh, you know what? A few years ago, I was at a game where David Ginola was playing for Newcastle at White Hart Lane, and he spotted himself being shown on the big screen, and he did something exactly what Louis Treyas just did there. You know, are you quite surprised that the likes of Treyas and Kruger-Williams and Revel aren't playing in the men's open for Wales?
No, and I think each country's got their own focus. England this year, well, for the last 5 or 6 years, they've always been, they've never kind of stacked a team, and they've always tried to kind of have really competitive players and divisions and selection policies across the 3 opens divisions and all of the senior categories as well. Whereas other countries have focused on one specific one, and if you look at Wales, they've been building this team over the last 3 or 4 years of the mixed. And I wouldn't be surprised if they make the final and come away with a win. I've not seen the Scottish play yet, so hopefully I'll catch a game of theirs later on today. But yeah, these guys are phenomenal players.
Just a couple of seconds to go before the resumption of play, with anticipating the siren. Josh Ingram with the tap off for England. What England really have to score in this first set of 6, don't they?
Yeah, and I think that'd give them the boost that they probably need.
England go through Kamil Shahabdin, gets the ball back and back up to Josh Ingram. George Price, co-captain. As England start to shape to come left, but then move right. Just looking to pull the Welsh about a bit to start off with. Very much walking pace. You expect a sudden burst of pace coming in from Shahabdin. That's exactly what comes, and here he goes off to the line, just getting touched by William Smith on the way through. Conversely, from the Welsh, more of the same. Would have that been the message?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think they've had a really good first half.
England trying to pull the Welsh out, give themselves a bit of space. It's not quite happening in that regard, but here comes Shahabdin on the dive. 6-touch turnover. The 2 players there. William Smith, one of them on the touch. Here comes Gareth Revel. But England have conceded a penalty. And here come Wales with a chance to build from the set play. Revel. For a big man, he's got a very quick turn of pace. Stefan Prithich takes the ball in, and here comes Kruger-Williams. We've seen his speed from the scoop. That's a great talent to have in terms of to come in without breaking stride and to get the ball into your hand and to go behind the defence.
Most definitely. His turn of pace is huge as well. And again, similar to Louis, he's got that speed and that pass at the same time. All those dangerous characteristics when you're looking to defend a player like that.
All the things you want in your team and all the things you don't want to defend.
100%.
Treyas comes on. Kruger-Williams on the dot, but he gets slips, takes a touch, catches a bit of a bang on the side of his head on the way down. He's okay though, carries on. Treyas, one of the youngsters as well. He's only still in his late teens. It's a frightening amount of talent to have.
Just the patience that they have here.
Here comes Kruger-Williams. Dancing feet himself, goes for the dive, over the line. What a fantastic finish there by the Welsh Ginger Wizard. If he takes his cap off, well, you saw that when he did get his cap knocked off. He's definitely a factor 50 on the sunscreen and a factor 50 on his sidestep.
I'm sure he'll be happy with the Welsh Ginger Wizard remark.
Plenty of Ginger Wizards here on site in Nottingham. But Wales did what they needed to do in defence, and then they've done exactly what they needed to do with a moment of brilliance there from Kruger-Williams, as we've seen in the first half from his club mate Louis Treyas. We saw his sidestep, but that one was just in a little bit more space and the dive to finish it off as well. Ali Hogg getting pointed where to go by Ewan Armstrong. Armstrong off the floor, finds Shane Scott. That's a 6-touch turnover, and Wales having held out again. Bring the ball away through Revel. Coming up to the halfway line. That's only still early in the count. They'll have plenty of possession in the English half. Putting some more pace on through it. That's Rhys Waite. Treyas off the floor, goes for the scoop. He can't get touched. From the Welsh perspective, England are now looking to shut him down. Is that ball not under control? No, it isn't. That's a let-off there for the English, Stefan Prithurch. We saw the pace coming from Treyas. He's another one like Kruger-Williams. He's got the ability, as you said earlier on, to scoop and then to find the pass as well. And we just saw a combination of the two there, going all the way to the end of the end zone, finding the open player, but then the ball going to floor.
Most definitely a let-off there for England. But here they come now with a drive. Just getting to halfway. England making good yards there.
Here comes the scoop from Ollie Lee. He gets the ball back again. That's the second scoop in as many possessions. England looking to get their first touchdown of this second half, but no, it's a turnover ball. It's a good set, good scoop and a good bit of pace there, but just the difference in having to break stride to pick it up. That's the biggest difference between the English and the Welsh in that situation at the moment.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, they've got down there, they've left the ball on the opposite side of the Welsh sub-box, on the 6th touch, on their own line.
But here come the Welsh through Kruger-Williams, and that is a 6th touch. That's a good set of defence there by the English, and you can see they're questioning the English defensive tactics, but the referee's having absolutely none of it. Lots of communication though out there between all of the players and the match officials. To know why decisions being made, how important is that?
Very much so. It's just, I mean, if you get a penalty against you, you want to know why it is. So it's not like you're questioning the decision that's been made. You want to just know the rationale behind it so that you don't make that same mistake again.
Here comes Shane Scott. George Price tries to find the wide player. Jake Grantham. The ball just dies just before it reaches the winger. That's unfortunate there for England. Positive signs in attack. They're getting into the right positions. Just not able to execute the final pass just to get over the line.
They're definitely doing all the right things. Definitely the right things. And they're getting down to the line. They've just not been able to convert it yet. So hopefully it will come off in the next 15 minutes for England. As the Welsh drive up, just getting over halfway now.
Here comes Treyas as the half just gets the ball off, no scoop that time. Pace comes on though from Rhys Lynch and Treyas, back to Lynch again, and that is all about pace there from the Welsh, straight through the heart of the English defence. That's the first time we've really seen that happen. So simple, but so effective there from the Welsh mixed open duo of Treyas, number 3, and Rhys Lynch, number 13, just in terms of the touchdown. Once that pace comes on, there's very little you can do about it in defence apart from try and bust a gut to get back, and unfortunately the English just weren't able to do that.
No, I think there's a bit of confusion who was going to make that last touch, and Lynch seemed to walk through the middle of quite a large gap in the middle of the English defence there.
Josh Ingram with the ball in hand. They're calling out, you can see plenty of communication there from the Welsh midfield. Josh Ingram tries to stretch the play, asks for the heavy touch and gets it. Even though we didn't go flying, there's still a heavy touch there. A little bit frustrating from the defensive perspective though, that hard touch.
I'd have thought so, yeah. Like you said, there's sometimes it's just the technique, isn't it, sometimes that needs to be spot on.
Ingram finds Samuel Misson. Back to Ingram again. Just trying to stretch the Welsh defence. It's a term known as conditioning. What are they trying to do in this one, Greg? Just talk it through.
There's a lot of patience being shown. Let's see what they've got.
Sam Misson. They're trying to. Are they trying to test out the Welsh defence, or are they just trying to?
They seem to be, yeah. They seem to be conditioning them to do one thing so they can run something different.
And here it comes. Touch is called by Stefan Prithurch. And Samuel Misson denied just at the death on the dive.
It was a good attack. Like you said, they've conditioned to do the same thing 3-4 times, and then they ran something different. They were unlucky to score on that. But you know, like I said, they're trying these different things. I think they did everything right on that last attack there. Just unfortunate it didn't come off.
Treyas comes on the short ball, puts some pace on it. Over the line goes Morgan Williams. He can't score. That's the second time that we've seen that happen for the Welsh. They're getting over the line, but the ball, while it's there and the player is there, the handling just isn't there, and England are let off again. It's still England 2, Wales 6. 12 minutes to play, just shy of 12 minutes to play here in the second half. Leah Cuthbertson, one of the English co-captains, taking the ball in, finds Samuel Missin, back to George Price, the other co-captain, the Cryn Nantwich player, takes the ball in. Ollie Lee comes up to the line before he gets rid of it. That's the 5th touch. One more possession for the English in this set of plays. Ollie Lee finds the winger on the outside, but that's the 6th touch turnover, and if you're not going to score, that's the place to kill the ball, forcing the Welsh, as we see, just to get the ball back onto their right-hand side to try and get players off. The pace of this game is mightily impressive given how hot it is.
Most definitely, it's a very hot day out there. And even when the sun goes in, it's still really muggy and humid.
I think you've necked about 1.5 litres of water just in the last 40 minutes. As here comes Kruger Williams over. Once again, we're seeing the Welsh go for the play through at the back of the end zone, but in this instance, the defence scrambles. The mirror defence holds up, the man-on-man. No Welsh players could get free. Kruger Williams gets touched, and it's a turnover possession. That's a good bit of defence there from the English, the best we've seen in that circumstance so far.
I think the first few times that they didn't score, I said there'd been a reprieve for England, but I think actually their defence has been really, really good in the last 10 minutes. You know, they've been good communication, they've mirrored quite well, which means basically it's man-on-man for you, ensuring that the half that's picked up the ball, they can't score, so we know that that person's not the danger man.
Here comes Shahabdin on the wide, sends the wide ball out to Sophie Arbuthnot, and it's just dies before it gets there, and a real shame there for the English. You can see England now putting a lot of pressure on the Welsh in the defence, forcing them to try and play around them to make meters. Shahabdin this time on the touch. Kruger Williams uses his dancing feet to get an extra 10 metres or so up the field before working his way off. Here comes William Smith over the halfway line. Treyas off the deck. Reese Waite up to the 10-metre line. Here comes Treyas again. We've seen his pace go left and right, trying to find some space, which is exactly what he does. And this time the play comes off for the Welsh, created by Treyas, who tried to trying to incite the English defenders to deviate off their running line. They didn't do that, but he gets to the end of the end zone, finds the supporting player, and this time that's a good bit of execution from the Welsh.
He seemed to have acres of time, acres of space, and so long on the ball and over the whitewash, just running around looking for a player. Eventually found one.
Good.
Forward to the good now are the Welsh.
I think it's 5-7, 7-2.
Is it 5 now?
Yeah, 7-2 to Wales. Here comes George Price on the scoop.
Yeah, the score just goes back up on the screen. 7-2, so it looks like with 8 minutes to go, this game is running away from the English.
What will they be learning from this game, though? As you said, Wales are probably just about the tournament favourites. So, so what will the English have learned from this?
I think they've got to take all of the positives into the game. It's not like they've played bad. The defence has been really good. I think it's like you say, it's those outstanding players that sometimes, however good defence is, you just can't defend those players. But yeah, they've put a really good show on today, England. I don't think they'll be too disappointed with the defence. I think the attack on the line just needs a bit more work, which I think that's what they'll be going back and talking about in the box. The transition and the drive from their own line has been really good. They make good yards every set of 6. They're virtually completing them all, and they're leaving it on the opposition's touchline. So I think in that respect they've done a good job.
Yeah, and it's been individual moments of brilliance really from Wales. It's not as though as a team England have been pulled apart. It's just we've seen Treyas a few times with his dancing feet turn creator a couple of times and score a couple of times himself. As England now get on the board, so that's Olivia Ray on the far side with the touchdown Finally, the play comes off for England. The long pass finds the player, doesn't die, and England reduce the deficit back down to 4. As you say, they've been getting themselves into those situations. That's very much a team try there from the English. As I say, we've seen, you know, great combinations from the Welsh, but it's been individual moments from the likes of Treyas and Kruger-Williams.
Yes, definitely. That was a well-worked try, and it was very much a team score as well, which I think, as you'd mentioned there, Chris, the Welsh tends to be individual scorers.
Here comes Gareth Revel. We haven't seen him in attack for quite a while. We've seen him driving his team out, but not close to the line.
But this is where that combination of them both is dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, we saw the setup between Treyas and Revel early doors, and that is all Treyas's long pass, that ability to pass long off left and right. It comes off the left hand that time to Katie O'Neill, and that's a straightforward touchdown. Yeah, he seems to, I know we waxed lyrical about Louis Treyas, but he really does have it all.
He does. Frustratingly, yes, he does, yes.
Two over 30s in the commentary box, very jealous of youth, stepping ability and the ability to pass off both hands. But here comes Josh Ingram. Samuel missing, back to Ingram again. England still 5 down. And they get a penalty as well. Looking for a couple of consolation scores to finish the game on a bit of a high. But Josh Ingram looking to set things up. Ali Hogg back to Ingram and finds Missing. Here comes Hogg looking to make the extra player on the right hand side. Can't do it this time, pulling the Welsh out. Wales's defence goes back to the line but just trots back. This time England puts some pace on through Price. Just gets touched on the way through. Co-captain George Price and the crew in Nantwich Club in the Northwest. Just England again, just looking to condition. You can see the Welsh again in terms of their defence. Setting things up in terms of not letting the English dictate the play.
That winger seems to be just staying out a little bit too far. There's a lot of space out there. When the England step back, that pass, she's got acres of space. I think that winger needs to just be coming in a lot more now.
Is that a heavy touch? No, it's not.
It's a turnover to England by the looks of it. That's an unfortunate call there. That was unlucky. I thought they were going to get another shot at the line there, England.
But that's the ball was played at. That's why it came loose, so it's just taken as a touch. And the Welsh now, that's great defence there by Missing and Josh Ingram. You can see exactly what it means to them to shut that Welsh attack down deep in their own half. Here comes George Price. Takes the touch. Ingram up to Sam Missing. Looking to put some pace on and put the Welsh defence under pressure, but it's just not happening. Wales's defence just sending one player up, and everybody else is just really just staying slow, anticipating the touch as it comes back, but great.
Oh, that was a great work by Ingram and Price to finish it off there. Like I said, it was conditioning the defence, doing the same things 3 or 4 times. That was really well worked.
Pumps the dummy, and then just that sucked at that, just held the defender, and then just to find the defender, just to find the player Sam Missing on the outside for the touchdown. It's too late to win the game, but we said that they wanted to finish the game on a high, and it looks like England are going to do that, especially if they can hold the Welsh out for the last 2.5 minutes of this mixed open round robin game. Just to let you know what's coming up in a few minutes time. We've got England and Wales in the Women's Open this time, as Gareth Revel, that's really unfortunate there for the English, tapped up by Shane Scott. That was begging for an interception. If he just hadn't had one of his teammates there in the way, I think he'd have been away and well upfield. So we see Gareth Revel stretching the English defence, takes the touch. Camille Shahabdi, the defender. Oh, that's a bit of gamesmanship there from the experienced Welshman. Putting the ball down, just not stepping away and slowing it all down, taking vital seconds off the clock.
Indeed.
Revel finds Tres. Gets into play quickly again, Tres. Good defence there by Shane Scott, and it's a 6-touch turnover. So as I say, England-Wales coming up again at 12:20. That's in the Women's Open. That's followed at 1:10 by Italy-France, and then at 2 o'clock Spain-Ireland in the senior mix. You'll have to keep a very close attention on that one though, Greg.
Most definitely. Spain ran well this morning against us, so we'll see what they've got against the Irish later on.
Ball comes wide from Shane Scott. This time it's overcooked over the head of the winger. She would have needed not just a trampoline, but go-go gadget arms to get hold of that one as well, Emily Crowe.
Probably passing the highest ball to the shortest player on the field as well there.
And then a wee bit of gravity boots as well to get down and to get that one down. Good position for the English to get into, but the ball is turned over, and Wales will now see this one out with a few touches in the English half, even if they don't score. Reece Waite, Kruger-Williams on the scoop.
Last touch.
Finds Waite. 20-odd seconds to play, and that's a turnover and a strike of the 5-metre board. This now surely the last set of 6 of the game. Jo Kruger-Williams on the touch. That is it. They're going to take the play because it happened well before the hooter. So you see Shahabdeen. England going to try and play some barbarian style stuff, keep the ball in hand, but that's gone. The opportunity full time. Good win for Wales in that. Greg will just have a look over some funky highlights of the game, just as far as the showcase that the European Touch Championships is giving the sport is absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely huge for the sport, and not just in England, but the whole UK and the rest of Europe as well. This has been streamed live out on the BBC, out on YouTube. There's lots of opportunities to replay this back and watch the sport again, get involved. Lots of links there to click on to see how you can get playing as well. So very much an inclusive sport, easy to get going. A ball, piece of grass and a few friends, and away you go basically. And
some silky skills, especially from the Welsh midfield.
Most definitely was today.
So you see they're showing their full showcase there, Tres and Kruger-Williams dancing feet, but a lot of pace coming through from the Welsh. Coming up, England-Wales once again. This cross-7 rivalry is going to continue in just a couple of minutes. Steve Jameson is going to be here to talk you through that one. Thanks, Greg, for your time. Good luck for the rest of the day. Go and grab something to eat and to try and stay cool. The ice cream van is open, I think.